welcome to the Tea Knit Pearl podcast. My name is Tanya, and I'm coming to you from Queens, New York, where I live with my husband and our 3 fur children. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Tea Knit Pearl. You can also find me on Snapchat now as Tea Knit Pearl. And please do follow me and interact with me in all the places, because I've become a little bit obsessed with both Instagram and Snapchat over the past year. And yeah, let's snap at it. I don't even know the lingo. Really, I don't know the lingo when I'm on these things. So there is also a group for this podcast on Ravelry. If you go to the groups tab and search Tea Knit Pearl, you'll find a small group of us. That's also where you can find the chatter and the finished object threads for the Beauty and the Beast cowl that I am co-hosting with the wonderful Gabby of the Once Upon a Corgi podcast and the Once Upon a Corgi store on Etsy. We've decided that the podcast will end on May 26th, and we have some amazing prizes from Gabby's donating a prize. We have a prize from Bad Wolf Girl Studios, who, hi Meg, I'm in love with. We have prizes from Nomadic Yarns, Tuscan Knits, I think a couple of others. It's really exciting. Just anything inspired by Beauty and the Beast, either the colorway, the pattern, or it just makes you feel that Victorian romance kind of thing. Even maybe something you took with you to knit on while you went to see the new live-action Beauty and the Beast movie. Whatever. I think we're pretty open about things in that sense, but there is a chatter and a faux thread in Gabby's group, and right now there is a chatter and soon to be a faux thread in my group. So come on in, double enter, chat along, do all the wonderful things, and be all Beauty and the Beastie. Because why not? It has probably been a little bit since you have seen my glorious face. So I work in a technology-based industry, I guess, and you would think I'd be better with technology, but something about getting the videos to upload to iTunes, or rather to the computer, and there's been space issues, and then getting them onto YouTube has failed me. So right behind this episode, you'll probably see 2 episodes that are going live along with this one. Yeah. In addition to that, I have kind of been in a knitting slump. I know I've mentioned a few times I started a new job back in March, and it is amazing, and I love it. But the Knit Joe has been low-yo most of this year, but especially since the new job started. And so I have plans. I have lots of plans, and the Knit Joe is coming back. And so I'm excited to talk with you guys. I'm excited to get back into the swing of things, if you will. So I thought for today's episode, we have whips, and we're going to go through all my whips. We have some soon to be cast-ons, and we have some acquisitions. So let's jump right in, right? So the first thing is this jar. This is where I've been keeping all of my sock whips. And it turns out I have a couple of sock whips. I wanted to show them all to you guys for like prosperity's sake, if you will, because some of them are going to get frog. So this is a sock that I started from a gobstopper from Night Owl Studios in the Luck of the Irish colorway. I had tried, and you can kind of see it here, to create my own heel turn. It was not a good idea because it did not work out. And so this sock is getting frogged. It deserves better than to be sitting on signature needles for months upon months upon months. So that's my first whip, soon to be Frogio? I don't even know. Frogo? We're going to come up with a word for that. I promise you guys. This is just a set of needles. This is, I have a sock. You guys can see how excited I am by just life in general when I'm like, I have a sock. I didn't even know that. So this yarn is an unknown color of Biscot and C that I purchased at the Knitting Live this year, and it is a self-striping. That is what they do best. And it turns out I have a ho. Ho, ho, ho. So this is a sock. I remember now why I abandoned this project and didn't cast on the second sock. So while in general it does look like a sock, I'm going to show you guys the problem. I did the toe, the heel like a toe. So I don't know if it's showing that, but basically I Kitchenered or 3-needle bind offed on the wrong side. Yeah, so my heel looks great from the inside, but not so much from the outside. That's a problem. So this will get frogged as well. Wow, lots of things are getting added to the frog pond. Actually, I think all of these are, yeah. So this is from Looking Glass Fiber Arts, and I know I had shown this on one of my most previous episodes. This is a mostly sock. So I had started off with the Hermione's Everyday Sock Pattern, which is an all-over kind of seed stitch, I guess. And I like how in this yarn it's got a self-striping quality to it, and it looks great. I'd gone ahead and done a heel turn and a heel flop and was working out the toe, or rather towards the foot, but I just fell out of love with this, so much so that I was like, I don't want to do a second project. And then I hit this yarn barf tangle, and guys, I'm abandoning ship. That's right. I am abandoning every single sock whip I have right now. And that is the end of the jar. And I lied to you, because there is a sock whip in my purse. It's so far though. No, I'm not gonna go get it, but I will tell you, I am not abandoning that. So you guys will hopefully see that next week. Fingers crossed. My other whip is exciting. Does this look familiar to some of you? This is Into the World on their Pakuko sock in the radioactive colorway. And what is this attached to, you might ask? Well, it is attached to my feed. Yes, guys, you are going to see some progress on my feed. So you will recall, I decided I wasn't going to do the lace sections anymore because that was destroying me. So I didn't. So to kind of give you guys a rewind, this is Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Sock Singles in the Pollen colorway. And the next color is Cat's Kettle Yarns in the Crackle colorway. And I think this also held me up for a while because I have had a negative experience with her recent yarn club. And I think seeing this just kind of made me remember that. And I won't go into more than that, but kind of bummed me out. This gorgeous chocolatey velvety brown here is Once Upon a Corgi in her, I think it's Coffee Makes Me Awesome or something like that. But it is in her Audrey base. And that is the last time I did the lace. The next colorway is from Into the World, I think. Yeah, it is an Into the World colorway. And you'll see I faded, solid section, faded to the next color, which is a colorway that I do not remember the name of by Skinny Dipping Yarns, which is this gray here. And then finally into the radioactive. After the radioactive, I have a skein of neon green from Molly Girl Yarns, and I will hopefully be done. This isn't as big as other fades, obviously. I'm cutting out like major sections of the shawl, but it is still pretty big. Still pretty big, I mean, not bad, at least. I will be so happy to have this come off the needles. I feel like so much of this project has been my ultimate burn of this year that when it is gone, I feel like I will be able to knit knitting plans to talk about for that very reason. So, I'm normally a sweater knitter. You guys remember that, right? Well, coffee is making me awesome, by the way. The elixir life over here, but this sweater knitter is on a shawl kick. So I have 3 shawls planned that I want to make. Nerd Girl Yarns, which is one of my most favorite yarn companies, as many of you are aware, has launched their spring colors, and there are several based off of the Fantastic Beasts from the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movie out of the Harry Potter biodome, I guess, world, if you will. And I have a lovely idea. I don't know the pattern yet, but I want to buy all of the colors inspired by the Fantastic Beast and put them together in one shawl. That's plan A, and that's planned probably 6 to 8 weeks from now, because even if I order them today, which I cannot fiscally do, it will take, 3 weeks for dyeing, and then they're here, and then finding a pattern. So effectively, if you guys have any suggestions for an 8-colored shawl, please shoot them out there, because I am desperately seeking 8-colored shawl pattern. Something more reasonable that I'm doing, and it pairs perfectly with the just keep kidding along, the Stephen West knit along from the Corner of Craft and Stringing It Together podcast. I'm going to do another Exploration Station shawl, because both knitting that shawl and the final project made me so happy. And this is pretty much like an exploration shawl brought to you mostly by Sweet Sparrow Yarns. So these are my colors. On the far left over here, this neutral gold tinged gorgeous subtle pink is on the Gosling base by Sweet Sparrow Yarns, and it has our Queenie colorway, which is of course inspired by Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Next to that, you will see on her Nuthatch base the wonder that is tea and cakes. And I just love how there's, it kind of almost fades into this like pinkiness with the tan knit. I just love it. Next, you will find one of her newer colorways on her House Wren base. So yes, this is also kind of like a tea stain of Sweet Sparrow Yarns. On her House Wren base, you will find the wonderful land of Dusty Rose. So these are going to be, if you're familiar with the Exploration Station, it goes woof, woof, woof. It's built in kind of like semicircle sections. These are going to be the section colors that the majority of the shawl will be based in. The color that kind of defines each section and then does the edging is going to be from Open Skies Yarn. This is the yarn line that is created by the wonderful Bookish Stitcher from the Bookish Stitcher podcast. If you're not watching that, go now. Jeanette's awesome. This is her Gothic Romance on her Silky Merino. Don't do this for long enough and see what happens to your tongue. This is her Silky Merino, 50% silk, 50% merino, 438 yards. And it is mauve, so I can use it for the mauve along. But I just think these are going to be perfect together. They're going to create a neutral object that I think I'm going to wear all of the time. All of the time. The third shawl that I have plans to work on, as I am wondering, this is not related to anything, but I had done at a little event of sorts, house thing on Friday, and I was doing a lot of hand kneading of things, so I took off my wedding ring, and I just noticed that it's somewhere in the kitchen and not on my finger, so I feel weird. But you guys have also may have seen the Eyeball Shawl by Stephen West. I've been attracted to that shawl for some time. I've wanted to make one, but I always felt weird about doing an eyeball shawl that wasn't in eyeball-based colors. But then the wonderful Peach Queen Yarns, who is actually has been awesome and donated a prize to the Beauty and the Beast Cal, had an idea on our Instagram feed of doing Mike from Monsters, the giant eye. And I love that. Green and blue are so my color-ish. So that is a plan. I am searching for yarn right now. I'm thinking Sea Dragon by Bad Wolf Girl Studios might be the center. TBD for the white around his eye. And then either Lily Potter from Once Upon a Corgi or Picket, which is one of the Fantastic Beasts colors from Nerd Girl Yarns, for the green part. But I'm excited to do that because that is everything to me. The expiration station over here, this is going to get cast on today. But which, by the way, today is Sunday, May 7th. So that'll be immediate. But the next immediate project after that is, again, I told you, this is a very brought to you by Sweet Sparrow Yarns podcast. This is the wonderful Julia's Ice Cream Shop color, self-striping colorway on her nut hatch base. So that is a 75-25 Super Small Merino nylon, 463 yards. And I saw she had done a pair of socks on her most recent podcast episode using this and using this, which I think is her peach fizz color, as for the heels and toes. And I immediately messaged her and I was like, I need to be a sock twinsy. Because I was just obsessed. I was obsessed. So this is getting cast on today as well. Lots of plans. So we're going to finish the fade, hopefully, like, soon. And then we're going to do the exploration station, and we're going to have these socks, and we're going to be moving on, and life's going to be good. Right. Well, let's move on to the land of acquisitions. I have talked before about my love for Plank and Stella yarns. Well, my love for Plank and Stella brought me to purchase 3 colors out of her store. This is Sestra Beth on the Acme sock, which is 75% superwash merino nylon, 4-ply, 463 yards. It is an oops skein. So it is not the typical coloration that you would see. Little pop of pink right there for you. But it is all these gorgeous deep purple tones. This is Unicorn Poop on the Estina sock base, which is again a 75% 25, with all of these light purples, bright pinks, some speckling here and there, very hard to see, but gorgeous. And then this is Sestra Sarah on the Yuki fingering, which is her MCN 80-10-10, 382 yards. And it is a much deeper purple, dark shades here, lighter shades in different places. Together, I think they're going to make something gorgeous. So, one of the patterns I have my eye on for this is the Derecho pattern by Laura Ayler. Might be that. But I'm also on the look for 3 color shawl patterns. So if you guys can send them my way, that would be awesome. That's it for really the basic part of this podcast. Yeah. So, life, chatter, ramble, whatever. Like I said, things have been busy. Things have been scrolling along at a very rapid pace. And I've been loving it, but I've been missing my knitting time. So I'm excited to spend today. It is about 11:40, so there's no cuckoo clock risk for you guys to hear. I am just excited to sit and knit and watch some movies with my husband and have the cats attack me and drink the elixir of life. Originally, I'd planned for this weekend to do some spinning and to get started cutting my fabrics for the QAL from Jacqueline of the Brooklyn Knit Folk podcast, but I don't think that's going to happen today. I think it's more important for me to get started on this and this right now than that, which is sitting at the back of my closet behind a lot of laundry because we have not done laundry in a really long time. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that's been going on in my crafty life. What about you guys? What have you been working on? What are you doing for the Beauty and the Beast KAL? I want to know. Ravelry, Instagram, Snapchat. Let's get to it. Let's get the conversation started. And let's be conversational, guys. I want to thank you for taking the time to join me today for a short episode, but a welcome back of sort episode. I really appreciate it. I know there's so many wonderful podcasts out there. I've been using some time this weekend to start catching up on them because I backlogged. And that's not even including the audio podcast. So thank you so much for being here. Please tell your friends. We're kind of lonely. I like people. Send them my way. With that, I thank you guys again, and I will see you hopefully next week or the week after. We'll see. But definitely more recently than a month. I promise. Bye.